Hello, I am Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. We are in the BAB. We're in the BAB because I want to do some designing. I'm going to go after the BAB immediately. I'm going to show you what I want to design. Wait for the game to catch up with me. Maybe this was a mistake. I could have just said. I'll go to the train station. Boop doop doop doop, boop doop doop, where is it? I've got so many things. Let's get rid of debris. I've got to get rid of flags. Let's go ships and probes. Mining station 01, there we go. Let's go have a look at mining station 01. Oh, it's on the night side. It would be, wouldn't it? I can't remember if I put lights on it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that doesn't actually help anything. I will show you. Did I put lights on this? Oh, I did. Some lights. Put some lights on it. Yeah. So this is my mining station. I put mining in quotes because there's a lot it can't do at the minute, and it doesn't have much in the way of. It doesn't have a full set of electrical power, largely because I broke it. I also don't have any way of expanding it at the minute, and I want to make this into eventually some kind of base, right? So I mean, I'm part of thinking else. I've got contracts to get. I want to get lots of ore on the moon. Possibly actually making to a refueling base around the moon and stuff like that. But that's on the night side, and so that's kind of dull. We don't want to stare at that. So eventually I want to start making actual base, and I may actually want to make, or I may possibly want to just remake that entirely and just say that is a failure. It is not in fact doing any good. I don't want it. It's smelly. And so there are a couple of issues. The main one is that did not have any docking ports on it. I'm sorry, my brain just stopped completely. It did not have any docking ports on it of any sort. Other problem I had with it. Take the fairing off. I'm not going to save it or anything, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, I want to take. So it didn't have any docking ports on it. So this is how it would begin, right? So problem one, no docking ports. Problem two. It's really top heavy and unwieldy, and on the moon, especially on the moon where the ores seem to be, its top heaviness is a real problem, because there's a lot of, it's very slippery, and it's a real pain to land this. So now I can extend this by, and in fact I did, by making something with a claw. If I go down to Mining Rover 1, though it's way over there, I don't know why. This is the miner rover that I made that, as you can see, has a claw, but it was actually only able to clamp on by smashing one of these solar panels. There's a bit of a problem because this thing requires a lot of electricity to work. So I want to do a couple of things. If I'm going to expand what I've already got, I want to expand it so it's really properly expandable, and thus I can just add more modules onto it. So we're getting into, you know, base design. Okay, I want to place this on the ground as best I can. Now, so the issue with making bases is that you want to be able to ensure that they all line up, all the bits line up properly, even if they're all kind of wacky sizes. So let's, I'm just going to grab, what's the, okay, so that's, this is just going to represent a bit of base, so right? It's not necessarily actually a bit of base. And we're going to rotate it if we can remember how to do that. And there's a theory on doing this which I've seen. This is actually going to be mildly inconvenient from where I'm done. So I can't attach things to this bit while it's not actually part of the main design. That's actually slightly aggravating. I can't put that together. I didn't do it at all. The point is I select all of that, and then I select. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I'm somehow not selecting this great big huge thing, like what I think I am. Oh, this is making life too difficult. Right, forget that. Forget that. Right. Let's just start. I'll do it the other way around. Right, let's just grab a core. Grab that fuel tank again. No particularly good reason for using that. I want to attach it kind of regularly. Fighting with the game system. not actually quite really what I want, but so we have to imagine this is a base, right? Okay, blur, base, base, base. And we go to utility? Yeah. So what we're going to do is going to chuck some docking ports, right, on the sides. I think that's the right way around. So we're getting, I mean, in this particular idea, you know, the idea is we're using seniors. I don't know which is the right way. Ah, no, this one is the wrong way around. I think. It's a well-known issue with the clavitrons. No, that is correct. Yeah, the assumption is you build upwards. So if I just chuck it on the stage, that's the upward phase. There you go. All right. So the idea is, you know, we're doing it with clavitron seniors. All right. So what I want is if I make a different thing though, right, with a different. Okay. So here's another thing, and again, I'm just making out of fuel tanks. For no good reason, just as a thing to represent, you know, a base, and you know, I chuck on. Right, I mean, I can. I can't. All right, so that's all well and good. But eventually, yeah, theoretically these are going to be separate bits. How I'm going to make sure that when they're on the month, they're actually going to connect up. Right, so they're all nice and connecty now because I put them together. But I need to arrange legs such that they will work. So what we're going to do is going to get the. I think these are the big landing. I think these are the biggest landing struts. I don't think there are any landing struts that are any bigger. So let's go to resource module yeah, okay, these are the big landing legs, right? So, if you... Oh, I hate rotating things. I never know which way a rotation is going to... There we go. So the theory is, right, as you can see, because I've got the... oh, I don't actually have... Because I've got angle snap on. And because the way I'm doing this, I want to change the... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, how entertaining. I have confused the game, or I've confused myself. But what I want, you see I've got angle snap on here, so you can tell when it's right on the side there. And so the theory is, oh, it's upside down as well. Right, so I want Okay, so you can see how far that is above the ground. So now if I grab another one of those and I put it again, I don't know which way it is, that way. So again, I can see when it's on the exact edge, when it's pointing exactly up and down. And that should line up very nicely. I've got some issues given the way I've put this together. You know, if I put these things together radially, it's going to cause. I might actually want to do this in the spaceplane hangar, because by nature everything in the spaceplane hangar is that way as opposed to being vertical. But the theory is that I can now build myself a base, and I can go grab the various habitation modules that exist. And attach them to the sides. Initially, you seem to only be able to build them sideways, and I can have you can actually do it like that, and then maybe go to science and grab the processing lab. So this could be like a little habitation module. And again, I just do the same thing. I just grab one of these landing struts, and all I need to do is make a note of when it's exactly on the side, and the whole thing will fit, even if they are radically different sizes. So long as, I mean, I'm using the Clampotron Senior. I might want to use the Junior, because if I load in where are we now? That was really aggravating. I wanted to merge, not load. ID, the WASD. Okay, I think if we make the assumption that we're actually meant to be pointing this way, the WASD keys actually make a lot more sense. Okay. Alright. So let's utility. So yeah, just let's test our newfound knowledge. No. It's different when they're actually attached to something. Again, so we're just going to put it when it's absolutely batty size. Same again, I'm just making sure that it's exactly on the tangent, basically. Hit it with the offset. they are more or less across from each other. So place them directly on top of windows. Anyway, yeah. So now if so we are imagining this is part of my base. Right. Chuck a cloud control senior on. And on this side we're going to chuck a claw. Whoop. So this would be the bit that joins into the next the miner. I'm going to see if I can remember to hit merge and not merge. There we go. Select it and then merge. There we go. Take So if that claw can attach at that level, then I can build more of the base off this way. And it's going to be a case of how do I then move? No, you can't. Okay, I just thought it would be more interesting, you know. Never been able to. See, I don't know if I will be able to make that attachment. But then there's the question of how do I move this? You know, do I use RCS? Because if I'm using RCS, I've either not got the legs extended, in which case I somehow have to keep the right height regardless. But if I've got the legs extended, then I can't move it because I've got the legs extended. So that's going to be an interesting thing. I have seen various ways, one of which is creating basically a rover. What's it coming into existence all over there? Oh, heavens. No, I thought I was going to place it there. Anyway, this is being really annoying, and I don't know why. I just want to move it closer. I'm having to fight with the editor more than anything else. What the hell? Oh Lord, why is that being so? Anyway, the idea is to make a rover of some description. For some reason I cannot move this closer into the little thing. There we go. Yeah, so I'd make a rover that would fit underneath, right? And there'd be another docking port underneath all this lot. which would enable, so the rover would be able to get underneath and then lift it. But I've also seen a really interesting one where it's basically a truck. So again, it's a rover, but it actually fits underneath these wheels. So you actually, you know, it's like a pallet lifter. So it goes in, and it's got little landing legs as well. So it goes in, and it's got a docking port as well. So there's a body that fits underneath this, attaches on here, and then supports that. So the legs can then come up. It will then drive, because it's at the right height, it will drive this where it needs to go. And so yeah, that's obviously a thing I need to try. So that's kind of where I am at the minute. I'm having to do a lot of thinking and design work, and I'm probably going to have to do a lot of testing. Probably from the spaceplane hangar, because then I can go straight to the runway. And then I'll have a bit of space to move these things around. So there you go. There's some thoughts. If you've got any thoughts, do let me know. If you've got any suggestions. And in the meantime, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the videos. You can also find Nearly Enough Dice at nearlyenoughdice.com. And until next time, I'd say reach for the stars, but today I haven't really been doing that. I've just been fiddling around in the VAB. So you can do that instead.